Germany, the national team that won the World Cup in 2014 and has from then on seemed to be struggling. In 2018, they did not even make it out of the group. And guess what? In 2022, the World Cup in Qatar, it was the same results. They've gone under so many different changes from their squad to their manager, and it just seems to be affecting them more and more as we go. It's very concerning because they are hosting the Euros in 2024. In today's video, we're going to be discovering the world of German football and what is exactly going wrong. Yo, what is going on, my YouTube people? 2099 back here with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the concerning fall of the German national team. If you guys are new to the channel, please make sure to smash that like button, subscribe as well. It really does help me a ton. If you guys want to join my other social media platforms, my Discord, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all of those links will be down in the description for you guys to check out so you guys can see me over there as well. All right, let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about is the manager, Hansi Flick, who took over Joachim Löw's position a few years ago and hasn't really been able to step foot with this German national team. We all know Hansi Flick, how successful he was with Bayern Munich, winning tons of trophies, and just being absolutely fantastic. Nevertheless, he's back with the German national team, and it's just not been going well. One of the biggest problems that seems to be going on with the Germany national team is their striker. No one really knows what they're trying to do. And I'm looking at three players here. We got Serge Gnabry, we've got Niklas Füllkrug, and we got Kai Havertz. And these three players, only one of them is a pure striker, and that is Niklas Füllkrug. Havertz actually has been doing very decent with the German national team, contrary to what he was doing at Chelsea. But that is a topic for another day. But it seems that the only real striker that is very good is Niklas Füllkrug and Kai Havertz. Those are the only two that kind of seems to be working. Serge Gnabry just hasn't been good enough as a striker for Germany. And this German team just looks lost. Players like Leon Goretzka, completely lost. The only good player that I would genuinely give to this German side would literally be Joshua Kimmich. I think he's the only 10 out of 10 player in that team. Fullback positions, just the defense. Antonio Rudiger doesn't do well. Niklas Süle, Schlotterbeck, these guys, they're great players. They just don't seem to be playing well, when it comes to playing for the national side. And we've seen that at the World Cup as well. We've seen them playing against Japan, where they just were not good enough. Yeah, maybe they were a little bit unlucky with some of the calls that happened to them. I remember that Havertz offside goal, but nevertheless, they did not deserve to get out of that group. They were not good. They just were not good. And that's what I'm sort of seeing here. It's very concerning because if that form keeps on going until the Euros, Hansi Flick is probably going to get sacked if this keeps going on. But they're in trouble for the Euros. In the Euros, the last one, they weren't horrible. They actually were pretty okay. But just, again, nowhere to what they used to be back in the day. They just don't seem to have that hunger, and it's not a Germany that people are recognizing. It is a completely different German national team. Now, of course, a lot of players come and go. Germany had a very aging squad, as they had a lot of their top players retiring, getting out of that team. And the younger players, players like Nmecha, Adeyemi, Havertz, Musiala. Musiala is another player that I would say is actually not that bad for Germany, but he hasn't been great with Germany. He's been decent. Not bad, but not the best. Like I said, the only player which I would give a 10 out of 10 rating would literally be Joshua Kimmich. I think he's the only guy that genuinely cares about that national side. And then we got players like Gundogan as well, which is decent. There's a couple of decent players, and then there's a top tier player in Kimmich. But the decent players would be Gundogan, Musiala, Havertz, Füllkrug, and then the rest is they're just not good enough. The fullback positions, like I was mentioning earlier, Benjamin Hendricks, not good enough. David Raum, all these guys, as good as they are respectively with their squads in the Bundesliga, it doesn't seem to happen when it comes to the national team. I would say it's a mess. It really is a mess. And Hansi Flick has to take these right choices, has to take the right players, because to be fair to him, it is not that easy. Germany have a lack of players at the moment. There's not much they can work with. They don't have too much squad depth compared to what they had in previous years. But they have to work with what they have now, and they have to find what works best. And what works best is very hard to say because, like I said, they haven't had any good runs recently. They've been losing or tying. Like I said, the last game they won was back in March against Peru. So it just shows you the level that they're at. They keep decreasing in the FIFA rankings. They're now ranked 15th in the world, which if I had told you that 5 years ago, Germany is not even in the top 10, it's not a good look. It's not a good look for Germans at all. And it is quite concerning because they can go ahead and self-destruct themselves. They really need to find something that works for them because they're just going to keep decreasing. They have a few friendlies in September. They're playing against Japan and France. Japan, a team that beat them in the World Cup. Can Germany get their revenge? We're just going to have to wait and see. And then France, which in my opinion, I think are just much more superior than Germany. I think if it keeps going on the way it is right now, I think Germany is in huge trouble for the Euros. They need to find something that clicks because what's happening with them right now is just not good at all. They need to find what works for them best. And does that mean Hansi Flick has to go? If that's what it takes for them to become better, then unfortunately I think Hansi Flick needs to go because it's not impressive. You are not able to provide a team that is able to score goals. They scored 2 against Belgium, if I'm not mistaken, if I do remember my scores correctly. I think it finished 3-2 if I'm not mistaken. They did score 3 against Ukraine, but they didn't score a single goal against Poland and not a single goal against Colombia. So again, they need to find something that works. And I've noticed that a lot of the goals that they score are actually penalties, not open play goals, which is another thing that is concerning. But Germany, they need to get things right. So that's pretty much the message. This little video I said that I wanted to build upon for the German national team. It's concerning. They need to do something about it. Now, what do you guys think about this? Do you guys think the German national team is finished? Do you guys think they have what it takes to come back? Let me know down in the comment section down below or on my social media platforms. And that's going to be pretty much it for me here, guys. The concerning fall of the German national team. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
Damn, I'm on red alert. Now she went up in the dirt, man.